Blessings! Thank you for all who have liked, shared, subscribed, and have asked me to do readings for you. It is my passion as well as my life path to do these readings. And thanks for asking me to do 2016 because I'm doing these before December of 2015. And yeah, you see the light moving, and that was my computer. I have my computer open in front of me, and I've just done the 2016s, and I did them using my tarot. I did an intuitive reading, and now I'm going to go back and give a little bit more of the planetary aspects, because 2016 is going to be a very challenging year. Okay, it's going to be a very challenging year for all of us. Okay, because we have some big heavy-duty planetary that's going on. Okay, we have our retrogrades. You know, our retrogrades are going back over and you know, forcing us to redo, you know, to revisit. And we have the usual Mercury retrogrades in January, May, and December, and electrical mechanical communication breakdown that is, you know, to be aware of in the months of okay, now Mercury in January will go retrograde on the 6th and go direct on the 26th. So that's pretty much the whole month of January. And then April 29th, it will go retrograde until May the 23rd. So pretty much the whole month of May and a little bit of April will be retrograde. And then in December, it will go retrograde on the 19th. So, electrical, mechanical, communication breakdowns, beware of January, May, and December. Then you have Mars going retrograde. Mars goes retrograde in April, and that will be in Sagittarius. Okay, and it will go direct in June in Scorpio. So, Mars, that fun-loving, okay, well, Mars, you know, is war, aggression, in Sagittarius is fun-loving, but then when it's going into Scorpio, that's that deep, dark, secretive, and Mars retrograde is known for assassinations and destruction, okay, Mars, you know, the war, anger, aggression. All right, and is it going to come in, you know, in from behind? You know, is when you're talking about assassinations, is it going to be from the front? You know, Sagittarius, I would say so, more straightforward, and Scorpio, I would say more behind the scenes. Okay, so that's April until June. April 18th until June the 30th, that is Mars. And then we have Jupiter going retrograde, and Jupiter is going retrograde January 8th until May the 10th, and that's in Virgo. And Jupiter retrograde lends to obsessive mental illness. And we know how Virgo is the organized, analytical. So please do not drive yourself crazy with that Virgo retrograde. Okay? Genius hinges on insanity only when you're not true to yourself. So if you're getting brilliant flashes of inspiration, write them down and analyze them at another time. Okay? Don't obsess over them at this point. Just write the information down, and afterwards you can see it a little bit clearer. Okay, so January to May, Jupiter is retrograde. Then we have Saturn. Saturn is retrograde from March the 25th, and that is also in Sagittarius, and it's going to go direct on August the 13th, again at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So I'm just looking here to see how close the degrees are with Mars and Saturn. You know, meaning that they are both going retrograde, and there is going to be a point in there that I'm seeing where they, well, that's 8. No, sorry. Good. Good. There's not as much chaos and destruction as I was thinking. Great thing. Okay. So, where were we? That was that Saturn, that was the teacher. And that is associated with loss, depression, and pain. So Saturn, that teacher in Sagittarius from March until August. Okay, don't be having too much fun. You go out and you have too much fun, Saturn is definitely going to be teaching you a lesson. Okay, wherever it falls in your house, I say everybody should have a treasure map to your soul, and that is your astrological birth chart. So when you know your chart, you know yourself. When you know where the planets are transiting, you know where they're hitting you, in what house they're hitting you. Like Saturn is going to be hitting me in my 9th house. You know, my long distance travel, my higher learning, my spiritual quests. Yeah, I'm going to continue learning the occult arts because learning them makes so much more sense in my life. Okay, Uranus. Uranus is going to be going retrograde September the 1st, 24 degrees of Aries, and it will go direct on December the 29th at 20 degrees of Aries. Now, when Uranus is retrograde, that's more the individual, the nonconformist. It's like, no, I'm going to be me. I don't care how painful it is. I'm going to be me. I'm going to use my inspiration to enlighten others also. Okay, so depending on how tight you hold on to your mindset, all right, if it's like your way or the highway, yeah, you might have a problem with that. You know, you want to blend in there a little bit. You don't want to be just, well, it's in Aries, so sometimes Aries can be a little bit, I can't say bullheaded. Can't say bullheaded because Aries, it's like, oh, start out the block and bam, bam. You know, it's Aries that ram. Bam, bam, bam. How many times do you ram yourself into that brick wall? So, yeah, don't ram yourself into that brick wall too many times. Maybe you can find a way to go around that wall instead of ramming it all the time. All right. So then we have Neptune, and Neptune is retrograde June, and that will be June the 14th until November the 20th. And during the Neptune retrograde, the truth is revealed. So I'm feeling at the end of the year that it's going to be much better. That even though there is going to be mass upheaval, okay, migrations of people, the earth changes increasing, all right, I do see that out of tragedy people come together in love. And I do see at the end of the year it's going to be a whole lot better. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to be revealed. Now, Pluto is retrograde from April until September, April 18th until September the 28th, and that is in Capricorn. And that's, dealing with our inner fears. Is everything going to turn out? Now, Pluto and Capricorn, Pluto is that death, that transformation. And Capricorn is government. A lot of us are concerned about our government. Oh, now what was I just saying about September? Yeah, retrograde, going back over it, and it's going to be right before our elections. in the United States. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be revealed. A lot of things that are going to be revealed. So the important thing is to keep your faith this year coming. Even though there's going to be challenges, there's going to be challenges with everyone. Okay? Some, this is gonna, 2016 is going to weed the men from the boys. All right? It's going to separate the women from the girls, the doers from the not doers, okay? The liars from the truthful people, all right? There's going to be a separation and divide, and many things are going to be exposed. So keep your high moral grounds, okay? Why play their game when you remember that threefold law? One finger pointed out, three folded back in judgment. Okay? What's your reward? Okay? Are you getting those blessings because you have been, let me help you. Let me help you. Or are you in judgment of? If you've been in judgment of, this year's going to be the bitch slap year. Okay? So, I thank you all. If any of you would like a personal reading, I would most love to do it. What I do is look at your birth chart and I go over it. And then I go over the transits where they are right now. And I record it and upload it to YouTube. So only you can go back and look at it. And every time you will look at it, you will hear more and more. I like to record. I like to put it, and then you can go back and listen. Because when I counsel, you can't remember everything I say. So I like to record so you can go back and listen to it 3 months later, 6 months later, a year, we will always hear more. And you will hear what you're supposed to. Remember, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So, bless you 2016. And they're coming. Woohoo! Woohoo! Mystic GLoLady here. Hello, Scorpio. How are you? This is your divinatory reading for 2016. It's a general reading, and I'm just going to be using my tarot cards. So I'm going to surround us with the divine white light. What comes through me is not of me, and we just have a good time. Alrighty? So what I'm going to do is throw 3 cards for each month to get a general idea of the energy that's going on each month. So, for January, the first card that you have is the Ten of Cups, the perfected success. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles. And the third card, you have the Ace of Swords. So, for the first month of 2016, it looks like you have a lot of really good stuff coming to you. Alright, some new beginnings with money, some emotions, good emotional happiness. Yeah, I've been seeing some challenges. So, Scorpio, to start it off in January, you've got a great start for 2016. Okay? So, in the month of February, you have Princess of Cups, you have the Justice card, and you also have the Temperance. Alright? So, in February, finding that balance. Things are going good in January. So now in February, okay, getting that balance. All right, you don't want to be blowing all of your money, all of your energy, you know, giving all of your emotions to just one thing. You have to have that balance, okay? Excuse me. You have to get that emotional balance in order to maintain. All right, Scorpios like to keep a lot of that emotional baggage hidden. All right, I think they keep it in their tail. And I think that that's why that tail comes around and stings quicker. How much do you have in your tail? What kind of weight are you throwing around? All right, so don't keep that emotional baggage. All right. One of these days when you need to sting somebody, if you keep too much emotional baggage in there, you're not going to be able to lift it. All right, you're not going to be able to take it over. You know, you're holding it all in. You're holding it all in, and when you need to express it, to get it out, well, you have too much in there, and you can't. All right, so that was the month of February. Now we go to March. So, in March, you have the Hierophant. Are we really starting to think about it? Eight of Cups, abandoned success, and you also have the Death card. And why did I not turn that off earlier? Okay, sorry about that rude interruption. My phone is on silent now. So, let's go back to where we left off, and you will see the Hierophant. All right, you will see the Death card. All right, now I am getting that you need to go back and look at an emotional loss in there, and that emotional loss is going to be a change, a transformation for you. Okay, that's something that if you're stuck on an old relationship, what is it? You know, because you're seeing that emotional loss, and you felt that emotional loss, and if you are keeping that emotional loss as such, you're seeing it as such, you're not growing. You are not identifying, excuse me, that karmic relationship. All right, we have soulmates who are here to teach us lessons, and some lessons are more painful than others, but the more painful those lessons are, the more growth that we gain out of them. Okay, did you ever notice a plant that was pruned and how beautiful it will grow when it's pruned? Okay, so don't look at those branches that have been pruned off. Okay, you might want to take and put it in some water and let it root and let it grow off, you know, into a whole nother beautiful plant, and then you have more, and you have more to share. Okay, so don't always look at that negative loss of. In April, you have the Princess of Cups, you have the Hermit, and you have the Six of Cups, the Pleasure. So don't be looking at that spilt milk in March as to, you know, okay, milk spilt, there is no more. Because if you think about it, you know, you're making way for, you know, Mr. Right, you know, Ms. Right. And, you know, the right ones are going to pass you by when you are in the wrong relationship, because they're not about to break up a relationship, because they are honorable. Okay, so where you are concentrating on spilt milk in March, don't keep looking at that spilt milk, or you're going to see that fresh gallon sitting there waiting for you to drink. And it's going to be the best milk you've ever had. So, you know, don't be stuck on that in March. All right. April's coming. April looks like, you know, that emotional loss that you were focusing on. Yeah, it's going to be, what was I thinking in April? All right. So, in May, you have Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil. Okay, so in May, all right. I mean, things are going a whole lot better. You know, things are going a whole lot better. I don't remember, Ace of Wands was first, the Ace of Pentacles. There we go. So, okay. In March, the new beginnings that are being created out of that chaos are going to reward you financially. So don't lose it. You know, keep that eye on the prize. All right, but make sure that prize is worthy of your attempt to gain it. All right, you know, if it's not good, then why are you, you know, what is that obsession? You know, what is that obsession? What's going on? There's going to be some heavy duty planets going retrograde. Okay, Jupiter is one of them. That's going retrograde in January. And that Jupiter in Virgo is multiplying. Okay, and retrograde is obsession, mental illness. All right, so if you are focused on a lover, and that lover is not being good to you, all right, you know, get rid of them. All right, get rid of them. If it's not good, it's not good. Okay, so June. What do we have in June? We have the Two of Swords, the Peace Restored. You have the Hanged Man. Okay, what's your part in it? Are you hanging yourself by the foot? And then we also have the Chariot. Alright, so, as I have been saying, alright, don't crucify yourself. Alright, don't crucify yourself. Remember, what goes around comes around. If you had that painful relationship, just remember that person will indeed get the same lesson. Alright, so if that person treated you bad, wish them well. Do not wish them harm. Wish them well. Do not wish them any negative energy towards them. Wish them well. If they continue in their path, they will reap their rewards of what they are sowing. Okay? So that Hangman. Alright? Don't crucify yourself. What goes around comes around. Let it go. Now that's in June. Okay? Keep your higher ground. Keep your high moral ground. Do not give what you don't have. Alright? If you give what you don't have, you're going to deplete. And then you're not going to have anything to give. So, stay that high moral ground. And you will have a relationship that you want. You know, don't settle. You settle for less. Less is what you're going to get. And then who are you going to blame because you have less? Because you, remember, you know, you settled. You know, you wanted, and karma bitch slap, well, psst, you know? It's like taking responsibility for our actions. And it's our attitude. You know, it's our attitude. You know, not just the actions, it's our attitude and our actions. All right, we have the Queen of Cups. This is coming up for July. You have the Three of Swords, the Sorrow, and you have the Seven of Wands, the Valor. All right. Now we've been talking about a lot of emotions, and we're coming up into July, and I'm feeling the energy is also with some type of health. Okay, so outside manifests as illness within. All right, so thought creates form. What are you thinking? Thinking emotional, it's there's going to be, don't keep focusing on that emotional loss. Don't well, okay. If you keep focusing on the emotional loss, you will gain much strength by the time you go through it. But the option for pain is ours. All right. And feeling in there as in the emotional loss of a death. I am not going to look at that as something that is not is not a biggie, is not important to address. All right. We're born to die. We're born to die. And if we understand, okay, we're born to die, dying becomes a natural part of life because we are born to die. So focusing on that death, all right, focusing on the emotional loss of and ending of, all right, yeah, you're going to get some great strength out of it. All right, but when we die, we are transformed. It's a different form, but we are transformed. As energy is not destroyed. Energy is transformed. How are you transforming the energy in your life? Okay, so September, we have Temperance, getting that balance. We have the Moon, getting that balance with your emotions, because there's some, Scorpio, you like to hide your emotions, but you've got some really good juju that's coming in 2016. I know that some of the signs have very challenging aspects, but in comparison to, you don't have as many of those challenges that some of the other signs do. So in 2016, don't keep focusing on that negative, the loss. Look at new beginnings, new potentials. All right, because there's some really good energy coming for you to transform yourself with. All right. Now, in October, you have the Three of Cups. You have the Five of Cups. So one, you have abundance, one, you have a loss in pleasure, and the other one, you have an Ace of Wands, new beginnings with work. And it seems like it's, the whole year, from what I am seeing, what I am feeling, is that, getting that emotional balance. That emotional balance is going to be very important for you to address. Usually Scorpios keep it in and do not get it out, and 2016 is going to be a year that you really do need to work on getting that emotional balance. All right, are you in do you want to have good relationships, or do you want to just be in a relationship and will settle for any karmic relationship that comes along? Okay, so choice is yours. Yep. Willpower. Aren't you glad we got it? Where has your will taken you? Yeah. Oh, my willpower has taken me a lot of places. Sometimes, not sometimes, I know I don't want to go back there. All right, Six of Pentacles, the material success. Now, this is coming up in November. So you also have the Three of Cups, the abundance, and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so I'm feeling it, I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it. Okay, November. You're gonna get it together next year. You know that emotional happiness is coming to you. All right. You know, plenty of energy. Plenty of energy. You're going to be very, very happy. Oh, you're going to be very happy in November because you can buy Christmas presents for December. And now we are in December, so what's going on? What's going on in December? So remember, buy your Christmas presents in November. For those of you who do celebrate giving gifts on one day of the year. I mean, I think it's kind of, well, it's nice that we can identify that one day out of the year we can be nice and give gifts to those we love. You know, like Valentine's, you know, your birthday. You know, it's like, oh, wow, one day I have to give. If you're in that materialistic world, you know, I think that we should give every day. I think that we should give love every day. I think we should show love every day. I don't think that we should have one day where it's like, oh, you're a Scrooge if you don't give. All right? So give and show that love every day. All right? So, December. We have Tower, change, transformation, Two of Swords, peace restored, and the Three of Cups, the abundance. All right, and it's following the whole way through. You know, I mean, what I said at the beginning, you know, it's still prevalent now. Things are going to change for you in 2016. Things are going to change for a lot of people in 2016. So choice is yours as to which direction you want to go. Either you are going to hold on to that emotional baggage and not heal yourself and not get that good emotional relationship that you are searching for. Okay, what is it that you want? Because 2016 is going to be a big change for a lot of people. And do you want to be happy, you know? Or, you know, do you want to be right? Choice is yours. Choice is yours, Scorpio. All right, we always have choice. So I'm seeing that you have a very good year coming up. I'm seeing that I suggest that you get rid of that emotional baggage that has not been working for you. Remember, you know, when you want to move that tail, you're going to have so much baggage in there, you're not going to be able to sting anybody, even if you want to. All right? I'm not suggesting to sting people either. All right? Wish people well. Wish people well. Be what you want others to be. Give and show that love. So 2016 is going to be a good year for you if you let it. See you, love you, bye.